Good evening, everyone. How's it going tonight? It is Sunday night. I don't know if I'm going to have problems with this computer again. If I do, when I get off of here, I'll be back on my phone again like I was on Tuesday. Not sure what's going on with it. If it's an update issue that something didn't translate or what's going on. But hey, that's technology for you. So we have an awesome show tonight. We got a special project that's coming out in 2 days. It will launch on Tuesday. The link is in the comments to get notified on launch. And I just want to take a special second to shout out, there it is. Comic Unity Online Convention 2020 is ending soon. If you don't know about it, you haven't heard about it, check it out in the group. There's several links. I'll post a link to it later on. And I'll also post a link to Belial 2 launching Tuesday in the comments as well later on in the show. So check out Comic Online. Wait a minute. There we go. This camera, I'm telling you. Check out Comic Unity, and we're going to talk about Belial too. So without further ado, I'm going to bring out Sean.
Hey, how's it going, man?
Good. How you doing?
Doing good, dude. Just hanging out. Having a night. Having a drink.
That's right.
Getting excited. You got about ready to go.
Yeah, you got 2 days before launch, so that's pretty exciting.
I know, right? Everything's coming down to the wire, though, for sure. Always got to have some sort of last-minute changes that pop up. You know what I mean?
So do you get anxiety when it gets close to launch date where you're just like, oh, my God,
To be more accurate, I think the way that I would say it is that I am anxiety as I get closer to that launch date. I get it real bad. So Chuck talks me down a little bit, so we're good.
Chuck's back there doing karate. Sorry, I don't mean to laugh. I can see him back there going.
He's got to get pumped up.
For sure. No, and I can totally understand anxiety because I'm getting down to like a month before I launch my project, and I'm just like, oh my gosh, I can't believe I'm going to do this. So, it's scary. It's scary, and you hear from people that have done it 100 times. They say it's just as scary the 100th time you do it as it is the first time you do it. So I guess we all have that to look forward to.
Well, the biggest thing for me, the biggest thing is wanting to to fund, but I think the new nerves come from raising the bar. You want to know that your work pays off. So this will be a tale of that increase in visibility and skill sets and everything else. It'll be cool to see if everything comes together real well. Like we're pretty confident that it's going to.
Yeah, I'm pretty excited about it. So without further ado, let's bring out Mr. C. Bizzle, Chuck Nasty himself.
Oh, hello. What's going on, my people?
What's going on, sir?
I'm doing good, homie. How are you?
Oh, hanging in there. I've had a week. So we got Steph in here. What's going on, buddy? Don't let Chuck intimidate you. Never.
We're going to do this.
And then Mr. Chuck here added in the pre-launch link, so you can go right there to that link and get notified on launch on Tuesday when they hit the button, and then you can all fight over being the first backer.
You know me, guys. I'm always subtle as fuck when it comes to marketing.
Hi, Wendy. Hi, Christina. How are you?
Hey, ladies.
And we got Heather is in the house somewhere. It just scrolled on me.
Hey, hon.
Man, people just popping in, just left and right and center, just already.
Alan, oh, dude, holy crap. This is a who's who of awesomeness.
Right? Yeah, we got all kinds of cool people up in here.
Yeah, dude. Damn.
So how do you feel about it, Chuck? You're 2 days away from launching number 2. Number 1 is an awesome book. I got to say so myself. I purchased a copy from Mr. C. Bizzle here, had it shipped to my house, and I opened it up. And the first thing I gotta say it every time I talk to you about it. I freaking love the embossing on the cover, just the feel of the thickness of the paper on the cover and that raised line work. It just feels fantastic. I mean, I don't know what it is about that, but it sets it apart from like a Marvel or a DC book where you get that cheap paper and you get that, that dull feel. It's got that glossy, thick cardstock, freaking raised lines on it. It's just a masterpiece. I love it.
It's funny. I think a lot of that kind of comes from the fact that we know that we have a black and white book, and so you really want to take a black and white book to that next level. You know what I mean? Like you want everybody to really feel it and love it. So yeah, man. We went all out. We did really anything we could financially that made sense to be able to bring out a good product. We wanted to be able to charge the same price that you would pay for a normal comic, and even though it's a black and white, you're gonna get it and you're gonna go, this was worth it. So we added the extra pages in there. It's 32 instead of 22. We made sure to, like the cover and just everything, man. We brought as much awesomeness as we possibly could.
The corners we cut financially, I think we put that extra burden on ourselves to provide the extra content.
Yeah.
Always, Steph. Always.
Pro move.
I don't just put the slam on it. This is fatality. This is Mortal Kombat up in here. Get over here.
You're punching like I was, huh?
And yeah, I went with Scorpion because Belial, hell, come on, you get it. He shoots flames out of his face after he rips the mask off and burns them.
We've got a mask wearing foe in this next one, so that's even more relevant.
Yeah, we do.
Oh, that's pretty sweet right there. That's awesome. Yeah. That sounds great. So what time exactly are you guys planning on launching this? So I think you guys are going to be going live with Phil.
So we haven't been able to tell Phil yet. So we're going to go live in the morning. And then I gotta be honest with you. I've watched a lot of these live launch shows, and they feel more like a telethon. It feels like they're like, oh, come on, pledge. I don't want that. I want to go live with Phil and just have fun. And Shaun and I both talked about it. We feel very good about what we can bring day one. It's funny, we both came up with very similar numbers as to what we felt the campaign could bring on day one. And so we feel like at the end of the night, it won't be about, ooh, please come support us. It'll be about us going, hey, man, have some fun with us. This is going to be a good time. And that's really what the book is about, and what we wanted to focus on was the fun.
You're right, Josh, by the way. No, I know. And one of the cool things that I think that we came to the agreement with, and we were just talking earlier today, is it was kind of weird that I don't think we really focused on a dollar amount that we were looking for as much as it was a number of backers, just to know that we're reaching, more eyes and in the efforts to tell a story and to hold something that is relevant to us and know that it speaks. And I think that goes towards bringing a black and white book out, is that it leans so much more on the fact that we have a storyline, we have character progression, we have all those things, and it leans heavily into that. So knowing that more people would be in on this project, I think to me would make me feel really good, because I feel like then it's resonating, and that's what I want. I want that story to resonate, The
other thing that Shaun's not willing to say out loud, so I have to do it, is it also relies heavily on an A1 fucking inker. And we're lucky because Shaun, as the co-creator of the book, is a fucking A1 inker. And those inks that he drops, and you blush away, sweetheart. The inks that he drops and the gray wash that he brings to the project, man, it totally pops, and it brings this really great feel. So, yeah, man, I think all of that stuff was chosen on purpose. Part of it was certainly financial, but really, I feel like we bring a product that steps up with any color comic.
So a little of the back end information is originally when we were kind of conceiving the story together, like bringing it forward from my initial vision to Chuck's twisted version of it that actually really really developed into something special, was that originally there was a huge interest in doing the newsprint. Like from when we were kids, those real floppy books. And we were going like,
Yeah.
well, what would resonate if we're doing a black and white book? And I had to kind of fool around a little bit with that. And we were like, well, if it's going to be on like newsprint, then it's going to be like a gritty feeling book. I think it'd be kind of cool to have that black and white on that newsprint. I think it would just feel right because it feels like you would get it, walking downtown Las Vegas or something, those weird, shady little handouts and stuff. And then for a book coming out of hell or themed in hell, then I think it would actually kind of lean into that a little bit. As we progressed and decided to go, a more, I guess, what would you say, a more indie route. We decided to stick with the higher end cardstock and stuff for longevity, and but we kept the look. After I played around having to figure out how we were going to have this book, we did the screen tones and different like solids and stuff like that, but we really kind of settled on that watercolor like gray wash type of deal. So I think it worked out really well.
So Steph's comment was freaking awesome. I love that idea so much, and I hate that I didn't come up with it. Having Linc and Belial as Sam and Dean from Supernatural, that's pretty great.
Where I actually show you I'm actually a fan of the show, and I've got a Supernatural tattoo. So
you have a Supernatural? I didn't know you were a 13-year-old girl. That's so cool.
Yeah.
So are you a Sam fan or are you a Deaner?
I am a Deaner.
I bet you are.
Yeah. It's got to be around a more manageable height.
Trish, great question. Absolutely, you can. We have copies. We have tiers for to get the first and the second, and then on any of the tiers, you can do an add-on to get the first, and then along with all of our beautiful variants and whatnot. So yes, absolutely, you can get the first.
Yeah, we're gonna have quite a few things kind of available. Like he was saying, both 1 and 2 are available. Multiple covers are available, and then we have one where all of the covers are available. And as a bonus for like the first 50 people that come on and that are able to pledge for a physical copy of the book, we actually have also to offer those people a special coaster, which is of Belial's sidekick Linc, which is the product of Chuck's investigation and research into actual historical characters we might be able to use. So in Chuck's research for Belial #1, he came across the story of Linc, and that actually really kind of resonated with the story, and we brought him in, and little did we know this little dude right here would steal the show, much like Chuck does every one that he's on.
I don't know what you're talking about. I'm subtle and humble as fuck.
Yeah, you're also a liar, so we've established that now.
As fuck. Awesome, thanks for taking. Oh my gosh, Trish, absolutely. Steph might joke around and say that we're celebrities, but we don't see ourselves even close to that. Anything we can do to help out.
I was going to ask that too myself, so I was going to ask if you guys were going to offer back issue for #1 on the Kickstarter, but we went ahead and got that out of the way already. So,
yeah. I honestly feel like. Sorry, no, go ahead, Sean.
No, I was just saying that's what we're here for. We're here to give the people what they want, man.
Yeah,
all of us are.
I feel like it's a serious mistake to not offer the previous ones, because then it's almost like you're assuming you're not going to expand your audience. And Sean and I have worked very hard this time around. We want to expand that audience as much as possible. We feel like we made a really good #1, and we feel like we made a killer #2. And so to not push to expand that and make that audience as big as possible, it's ridiculous. So yeah.
Chuck, is that something you normally do? You make killer #2s? Are they just massive?
I
just ate my dinner, so I'll talk to you in about an hour, buddy.
They pretty much resemble the background to this podcast, actually. I feel that we had to steel reinforce his commode.
Well, You're the one who just had Taco Bell, buddy, and a shitload of it.
It's true, but didn't I thought I heard something about like you were able to vet one of those jailhouse metal commodes off of eBay or something? Was that right?
What?
So, I mean, it's not completely untrue. You got to do what you got to do. Hey, we're super glad you stalked him. We stalked him too. How do you think we got a cover from the dude?
Yeah, he has a very titular personality.
What, emphasis on the tit? Is that what we're going?
Yeah.
You kind of just want to reach out, and he's a good guy.
Yeah.
But
yeah, I can see this being a problem. So he came up with the supernatural idea. And so you guys, of course, are going to ask him if he wants to do the supernatural cover. But then I don't know if he'll want to do it because there's no tits on the cover. There's no template. So, you'll have to add some chicks
on anything, and it would work.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I mean, he gave us the idea. We'll see. We might just suddenly have a sketch from him. That sounds like a pretty good day, hun. I mean, 10-hour workdays suck, but, work and then go stalk? Yeah. Lewis, my future road trip buddy. What's going on, homie? My fellow Texan.
Hey, we started talking about number twos and blowing up and having to get steel reinforced commodes. And here comes Mr. Luis Torres, earlier talking about having to let out that early morning.
That's hilarious. Yeah, man. Yeah.
What's that?
I mean, hey, what we're talking about right now, that is the main course of Belial is, fart and dick jokes. I mean, that's all we've been talking about, for the last 2 months now. Every time Belial gets brought up, it's just like, yeah, you know what this is. So I figured why not just make the show about it?
No, I think you did it. And I mean, honestly, if you look at the cover for number 1, Pestilence is storming out of the bar. He's got toilet paper all over the place, and he's running to go to the bathroom. Number 2, we really did play with the whole idea of it being a number 2. We have a lot of shit jokes, and we've got 2 enemies in there. We really doubled down on the number 2.
And it's coming out on a Tuesday.
Mm-hmm. And it's called Make Mine a Double. So, everything about it. Everything about it.
So why didn't you guys have a Taco Tuesday cover?
What was that?
I mean, come on. So why didn't you guys have a Taco Tuesday cover? I mean, it's coming out on a Tuesday. Taco Tuesday is the day where you shit the most. And so it's all the number 2 jokes. And of all things, you guys missed opportunity. Taco Tuesday.
It is a missed opportunity. I mean, I'll give you that.
Linc sitting on the toilet eating a Taco Bell taco, and just it's coming right out the other end, and he's blasting off on the cover.
See, Chuck, now I think you need to go out and just get a taco costume for your next man. And then you can do
next Tuesday?
Taco. Yeah. Everybody wants Taco Tuesday. You can just use it as
You know what? Maybe because we all know that lately I've been eating and then immediately going into a show. I'll just eat tacos during the live show.
Have them delivered to you?
No, dude, I'm a cook. I'm going to make my own.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah.
All I can say is thank God this is an online show, because Lord help anyone who's in the same room as Chuck after downing 12-pack of tacos.
Oh, yeah. My wife, we've been together for 20 years, but it might not make it to 21 if that shit happens.
So how many pages is book 2 going to be? I know you guys did 32 pages for the last one. Is this one going to be 32 pages as well?
Same.
Absolutely. Yeah.
What if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
And
that's right.
Here's the thing too, with Belial number 1, again, going back to the cover was Linc actually spray painting Belial's name on the gates of hell. And that basically, to me at this point, resembles the fact that we're opening the story there. And there was a transitionary part of the book when you open up Belial number 1 that starts out with a little bit of the darker stuff where the idea of the book was conceived. And during that first 10, 15 pages is a transition into hell, which that's where you start and you get that first, what up, my demons, by Linc as he walks into the bar. So we get that smooth transition in this book. And so that kind of explained in Belial #1 some of the extended pages. Now, Belial #2, we're already on fire. So there's no gate. We're busting out the doors, which is like, pestilence, busting out the doors of the bar, going to the outhouse, as you will. And I think that's where we're hitting. This one is actually going to be so much more, is because we had to come out of the gate in this one. There was no warm up. Our story's established, the characters are established, and people that have been there for #1 already know that, hey, they expect this chicanery, this nonsense, shenanigans right out of the gate. So you're getting more story. You're getting two villains, or two nemesis, so to speak, that we're going up against. And so we're actually really proud to say that this issue really does double up on both of our skill sets, but also the actual story that we've got going on. So,
well, and we're talking about the preview where it was the first 5 pages and we kind of led into it. This time there was no lead in. We went in bareback, man. We came storming in right away, just like slammed right dead in there. Dog, get your ass out and fuck. Dude, life, right? That story literally just slams right the hell out of the gate right away on #1. So, Sean, why don't you tell them who does what?
What do you mean? As far as like roles in the book?
Yeah, that's what the question she asked down there.
Yeah, so Trish asked who does what on your comic. Who's the artist, writer, and slacker?
Oh, okay. So we're all slackers. So that's a thing. That's there. Original concept was by myself, but early on, knowing Chuck's passion, this is before you guys knew him, of course. So it's just him and I. And as soon as he read the story, he actually really liked what was going on. So I had to bring him on as a writer because he was excited. As you guys know, he's very passionate. He's willing to show you his titties. And so I had to bring him onto the book. And I myself am an inker. I inked at that point. I had worked on Chuck's book, Welcome to the Void, as an inker. And I'd also done Into the Darkness, which was a book that I've done previously as well. And so through talking with him and wanting to kind of bring this story out and knowing that I liked Chuck's whimsical spin to the story and felt it took from something that was very predictable and very much had been done already into a new territory that people could actually appreciate. From then, we went to Gregory Warrencheck, which is really cool with character designs. And he brings those things to life. If you guys have ever seen the comic Dulce put out by Eric Cockrell and a few other awesome people, you'll know that the character concepts and designs are on point. Now, even though some of the main character designs and stuff I had come up with, Gregory, that's all him in the book, man. All the extra demons, everybody else, even Pestilence in the book is all out of his mind. So knowing those skill sets and what everybody has to offer, now it's kind of just an hour book thing. So we all help each other out through each set of steps. So we all have a little bit extra and we all kind of overlap our responsibilities. I mean, Chuck hasn't drawn anything for Belial yet, which I'm disappointed. I really need a sketch from him, but
it's Indie-tober, dude. It's Indie-tober. It's coming.
I know. That's why I'm waiting. You don't do it.
It's coming.
Bring out the
20th.
Switch.
I think that's our day, 20th or 21st. I'm ready.
But yeah, no, I'm the inker. Chuck's the writer. We are the editors. And Gregory Warrencheck is the penciler.
And Wendy Gale is our editor as well. Because I don't tend to go anywhere without my wife. I'm very much like Steph. My partner is my partner, and they know me and they know how to work with me. So Wendy usually comes on most of the projects I work with because she knows how to whip me into shape. And then we have We have Scott Weldon doing letters. We have some fucking amazing covers by Chris Madd, Steph Wilson, Thomas Tenney, with colors by Chris Hall and Wes Hartman. So yeah, dude, it's a stacked pack. Eric,
What's up, Eric?
Speak of the devil.
But yeah, those are our basic roles. You know, if we were to assign something, you know.
And Steph is right. I am the slacker. Yeah. Having a partner is huge, and that's why Sean and I, even as we work through this, like the first one, there was a lot of growing pains, especially between 1 and 2, and now in this one, like we had about a 2.5 hour meeting today, and it went really well. It went very well. Just kind of getting everything ready, and we're two very different people. So trying to keep that in line and trying to make two different guys see one vision is not easy. So there's a lot of trust that goes on both sides.
Well, like we said, dude, I'm Belial, and you're the Linc character for sure.
I ain't afraid of shit, but I'm afraid of everything.
Well, you didn't do anything, Eric. Sean was Sean literally just said your name like 10 seconds before you popped up, and it was like he summoned you. So I was like, speak of the devil, you know, it's funny because we're talking about Belial, you know, and it's about demons, and
he's good with the jokes.
I know, I'm terrible.
Hey, Lacam, what's going on, buddy? Dude, this is a packed house.
For real.
Way to go, Russ. You're bringing the noise, man. That's awesome.
I always bring the noise. That's why it's Russ Explode Studios. Blow it up, man. Boom.
You're blowing it up. That's true, man. I don't think we can.
We got some awesome creatives. You know, Sean, we haven't really talked much since before now. I mean, you've been on some live shows I've watched, but we haven't really talked personally. But you know, Chuck and I have had several conversations, and we've been on a few live shows together before. And you know, Chuck has other projects that he's been a part of that, you know, I've listened in on, like Essence House, which will be dropping fairly soon.
Yeah, November 1st.
November 1st. So, yeah, not even a month away. So you got 2 big projects that are going to be back to back.
It's actually 3 because 3? October 27th, I have a major anthology that I'm a part of, Cthulhu Invades Oz, and it's dropping then. So I'm going to be like, dude, I'm going to be pushing.
So,
yeah, and
really like pain. So, you know.
What up, Lacam?
Yeah, and Cthulhu Invades Oz. Jonathan Hendrick had talked about that. So I think he has the piece that's in that book as well. When I had him on, I guess a month ago, about his Kickstarter that he had.
He does, and I edited that book, by the way, that you guys were talking about. Freak Show Night?
Yeah, Freak Show Night.
Yeah.
Yeah, so there's a lot of big names that in that Cthulhu Invades Oz, if I can ever say the name right.
I know, right? Well, I don't know that I would throw myself as a big name, but I'll allow you to say it.
I'm new, so I need a quick rundown.
Quick rundown of what the book is about. Chuck, you've got that better down pretty much better than I do at this point, man. That's on you.
You're not wrong. All right. Cthulhu. Shit, guys, we're screwed.
Wait a minute, do you need me to do
the that you guys can tell. We're already kind of warmed up.
Whiskey and water, guys. That's the way to do it. That'll keep me smart. All right. Belial is about the original creator of hell. And basically when Lucifer was sent down to hell, Belial was tricked into losing his throne and giving up his powers to the 4 horsemen. And now after millennia, he's decided, fuck that. I want my kingdom back. I want my powers back. And I want Lucifer gone. So he's going out and he's taking down all the 4 horsemen to get his powers back and then take down Lucifer. Along with the help of his little buddy Linc and the minions he picks up along the way.
Subjects. People that used to
Subjects is
follow
the
him that no longer respected him during issue
Yep.
1.
Oh, they're gonna respect, motherfucker.
And there you are, Trish. There is the link for Belial 2. So if you click that link, it will take you to the Kickstarter page where you can hit notify me on launch. So basically what that'll do is on Tuesday morning, which it sounds like when you guys are planning on launching, when they launch it, you will receive an email notification stating that Belial has launched, and you can go check out the tiers and back whatever tier you would like to get, which Chuck had said earlier. I don't know if you heard it or not, that they will be offering back issues for issue 1.
Yep.
So if you guys are coming in late, you heard all the cool stuff there is to hear about Belial and the great jokes and the little imp named Linc, and you want to get in on number 1, it will be available in that Kickstarter as well. So definitely hit that link. Go hit notify me. Anybody that's watching this show, I will post it throughout the show. That way you guys can get the opportunity to go and get a notification about when it goes live.
And you're going to want that notification too, because like I said, we do have the Linc coaster for the first 50 physical backers. And Chuck, how many people do we have following already, just anticipating the launch of the book?
So that's funny. I told Sean that I've been very obsessed about this, and there's a certain number I want to hit, 75. And I told him today, I checked twice during our 2-hour meeting, and we're up to 64 follows. So yeah,
64 already.
64.
So 64 people. So all of you guys that are hearing it already, you're going to want to check it out, because here's the thing. We're looking on Tuesday at 7 a.m. Pacific time. So basically right before I go to work.
That's 10 a.m. 10 a.m. Eastern. Oh, they both did it. Oh, you guys are brilliant. Oh, big fans, guys. Big fans. Yeah, that's great.
You guys will be interested. We have pros that are working on these covers and stuff too. So we have people that are super reputable. It works for people like Marvel and DC and stuff like that. And Chuck even knows some of the other information that they have of works that they've done. But I don't know if can regular people that are following the page, can they see the page yet, Chuck?
I don't think so. No.
All right. So
no. So what you would have to do is
go ahead.
What you would have to do for them to be able to see, like you're talking about, to be able to see what the reward tiers are. Yeah, you would have to share the link at the top of your Kickstarter that you can share, like for them to be able to make, suggestions and stuff. Because right now it just shows notify me, and that's all you can see. You can't see anything else on it.
So first off, happy birthday to Mike. Mike, you deserve a great birthday present, and I'll tell you, Belial makes a great fucking birthday present. But in all honesty, the reason why we haven't shared that and opened it up is that we're literally working down to the wire. We have everything down there, but we have friends of ours who are going over it and saying, ooh, I would play with this, I would play with that. So we're doing a lot of tooling, just trying to make it perfect. We really want to hit this as hard as we can.
There's a lot of creators don't share their tiers. I mean, it's very rare that you'll see where some people will do it. They'll share it to where you can see the tiers before the project actually launches. But yeah, I mean, that's pretty much 99% of the projects. All you can see is the notify me.
Yeah.
Now look, Steph, I'm gonna make you upset because I know that you're here, man. And I only got to choose so many overlays on this whole screen thing. But Trish was saying how she likes back in the books because of the pretty pictures. And I apologize right now up front that I didn't put yours on here, but we do have the Chris Mad variant on here, man. And that's
send me the Steph cover, and I'll put it up. If you can.
Oh, I can send it to you too. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, Chuck, send it to them. That way people can see it too, because that thing's dope.
Doing it right now.
Nice, dude.
Yeah. If anybody has it, send it to me, and I'll load it, and I can show all that stuff up.
Nice. Yeah, this is our virgin cover that we have, the Chris Mad did the pencils on, and one of the reasons why I like showing it off is because I like to give myself a little props because I did the inks on this bad boy right here. Chris Mad did the pencils, and I forget dude's name that Chuck knows. He's a little bit frozen, it looks like.
Wes Hartman.
Wes Hartman did the colors on this, and he's legit, man. He's worked on big projects, man.
Mm-hmm.
So that's just so you can see that we have pretty pictures that you can frame an issue for your wall, and then you can have a regular issue for yourself to read. So, Chuck, what's up with your camera, man? Set it, reset it.
I'm trying to track down the thing to send to Russell. Damn it.
Oh, that's why. Okay.
He actually reads the books. I like the pretty pictures. I bet you, Trish, that you end up enjoying both, but that's just between you and I.
For sure.
And the internet.
And the internet.
And the interwebs.
Oh, wait, people watch this show?
We'll do it right now.
I
Give
was
me
not
50
expecting
seconds.
that.
So, Chuck, I don't know if you're keeping track. I'm on my number 4 right now.
I mean, I had a lot of whiskey in here.
So, sorry. I'm not very outgoing naturally in my natural habitat, so courage. Gonna make it work.
Liquid courage. Well, and we have a book about a fucking bar. Why would we not drink?
I know. And plus, I don't have kids tonight, man, and I gotta go to work tomorrow.
Hey, that's a question. We're doing the launch party on the 13th, Sean. What are you gonna drink?
Kool-Aid.
You big massive. You are such a vagina.
So sorry, guys. I can't put the comment up on screen because I'm uploading these pictures right now. But Trish asked if you will be able to sign the copies when they back. She said, I do like reading, but been busy stalking stuff.
So at this time, all we can do, because the comics will be going to Sean, Sean can sign them for you. If I'm able to find a way to sign a copy for you, I do get out to a lot of shows and whatnot. I'll gladly meet you somewhere and sign whatever you want.
And if you're the kind of person that likes to stalk Chuck and want to just throw in, like, let's just say $2 extra to the pledge when it launches, I'll send the book to Chuck so he can sign it too. So if that's something you're interested, if that adds the extra value to you too, I'm not above that at all. We just want to cover that part.
Oh, we got some love going on.
There we go.
What time is the launch party? Oh, that's a really good question. I kind of hate you a little bit, Eric. Now I got to go and check my calendar and see if it's on there.
He's the busy guy.
Oh, dude, my calendar's stupid.
Chuck, I'm going to throw this up there. So for all of you wanting to see the lovely Steph cover, here it is right here.
And what's up, Jack?
I believe it's 8 Eastern.
Hey, Chuck, he's got that Steph cover up, dude.
I'm seeing it. It's gorgeous.
Yeah.
Love it.
I actually really think it came together really well too, along with the switching up the Belial logo too.
So, I mean, I'm going to be a little honest here. We originally were just going to go with the 2 covers, and Steph sent me, he was like, I did this sketch, and Steph sent me a sketch, and I went, oh, fuck. And I sent the sketch to Sean. He's like, oh, no. And I'm like, yeah, we're going to have to make that a cover. It was just too good not to.
It's true. We both looked at each other like, okay. But just oh, man. Yeah.
Tighten your belt, buddy. It'll be worth it, I'm sure.
Steph, you are your best salesperson by far, dude. For sure.
We're so proud of the quality of stuff going on here, and we're not, a lot of the sexy books, as I like to call them, they have a fuck ton of covers and all this stuff, and we're just kind of venturing into this. So we have the 4 covers, which for us is a lot. We only had 2 last time. We've doubled it. Yeah. And so now, yeah, man, we're all excited about that. Now, I know you guys will go and you'll only see 4 covers, but actually, there's a good chance that number will change over the campaign.
We've got secrets, Chuck? What?
We've got secrets. I've got them all tucked away in my shirt. There's a lot of things coming up during the campaign
Much like that
you'll definitely want to add on. What's that?
So we got secrets tucked in your shirt, like Linc has that pong ball in Steph's cover, dude.
Right.
What you're saying is we need to keep you on for a few more whiskeys to find out these secrets, right, Chuck? Is that what you're telling me?
Oh, I don't know if there's enough whiskey in the house. Are you having some delivered, buddy?
Hold on, I can arrange that.
Yeah, he hits up Specs or something.
You know, though, Chuck, I have to say, when we completed the last campaign, I don't know if you remember. I know that we have some followers of Belial that remember my truffle shuffle. So I'm wondering how I'm gonna up my game for the next campaign if we fund.
Well, no. First off, you're wrong. When we fund, and where can we follow you guys at? Oh yeah. Oh, we can definitely get you that information
for sure.
Yeah, I'll start putting some in the comments. Yeah, absolutely.
And also in the link of the video is the Belial Facebook page. So Trish, when you go back and you on my page or any of the pages you see this video shared to, just click on the description of the video, and the link for the Kickstarter and the link for the page for Belial on Facebook is all in the description.
And I'm pretty sure, I mean, you know me, as far as I post the most irreverent memes and stuff every day, even on my own wall on Facebook. But so that might be one thing a lot of people kind of get to know me for. But the other part is that on the Belial Facebook page that we have for the comic, throughout, even since, about a year ago when we released #1, I've been trying to keep that up with memes and stuff that fit within the realm of the theme of the Belial comic. So we try to keep it fun, and so you guys will see, if you subscribe to that Facebook page and follow it, you'll have a few laughs, just even that's not directly related to the comic book itself. But yeah. Louis says, Trish, get in line, hon. I've been stalking Steph for about a year. I probably display my restraining order and barbed wire scars. He's moving out of state soon. I love a nice change of scenery. Maybe it'll make it more feasible for you guys to stalk him if you guys can split rent somewhere.
Maybe Steph will move somewhere close by to one of us.
Faux show.
Now I'm interested where he's moving to.
So what's up, dude? Okay, so I'm going to ask you. So now that I know that you read the book, okay, so Chuck didn't give me all the deets on it. I didn't know you had actually read the book yet. What stood out the most to you, man? I'm going to put you in the interview.
Give me just a second so I don't freeze up. I'm uploading another picture. Hold on. I apologize.
It's your show. Don't apologize. Do your thing. You're a grown-ass man.
Apologize.
I just had something funny I wanted to put up that I seen the other day that made me think of Chuck, and I totally forgot to load it in there.
Oh, no.
And so I had to upload it to Google Drive so I could get it on the computer and bring it up and put it in here. So I will answer your question in just a second. So Chuck, the other day I saw this, and the first thing I thought of was you, and this is the funniest thing I've ever seen on an evacuation plan for a building. But this is anytime Chuck calls in somewhere. I just want you to look at letter F.
Bomb threats.
F-bomb threats.
F-bomb threats. That is really good.
I was like, oh my God, that is the funniest thing ever. Somebody's going to call in and do an F-bomb threat. Like, oh, we all got to go home. Somebody F-bombed us on the phone.
We even stated beforehand, you can only do 10 fucks in a broadcast. Chuck is well into 25 or 30. We need to get the fuck out of here because it's going to rusplode. Yeah, I went there.
Yeah, we've already done, crossed the threshold of 25 at least.
So here's one thing I will say. I know I was talking about secrets. One of the people who just commented recently, he has something to do with one of our secrets. That's all I'm gonna say. That's all I'm gonna say.
That's all I'm saying.
Yep. I'm not mentioning David Fott's name. I'm not doing any of that. I'm keeping it quiet.
Yeah.
Keeping it quiet.
So what stood out for me the most in the book was the humor, and I liked the way the story was going. So I don't want to really say a whole lot about the story, because there's a couple people in the comments that haven't read it yet that are going to want to back issue 1, but I thought the whole idea behind him having to fight those 4 people to be able to get his things back.
You can say it. The 4 horsemen
was a good idea.
back. We are open about the fact that he fights the 4 horsemen. See, the original context of Belial, and this is actually documented in history, is that Belial was created as the original ruler of hell, which is what brought me and my attention to the actual character. Okay, so I was thinking, well, how could he? And then Lucifer, when he was cast out of heaven, he took over hell. So I was like, well, that would have pissed me off, especially if that was the reason I was made. And to me, I really clung to the fact that Belial wouldn't have been evil or good. This is what it was his job. It's what he took pride in. It's what he did. He made his name. And so with that, I brought on the structure of hell from Dante's Inferno. And then Chuck even went further from there and was like, how about we go with the 4 horsemen as the ones that took his power? So, Chuck, you're muted.
I know.
Oh,
so I was just making sure you were talking, and nobody heard what you said because you're muted. So I was like trying to signal without interrupting this guy.
No, I appreciate it. I was whispering sweet nothings to the people in my bedroom, but that's okay.
So we cling tightly and openly to the fact that he fights the 4 horsemen. We want it to be known they did take his power. I think that's a point of interest, and for anybody that's a fan of Supernatural, you're already.
So I didn't come in until later on with book 1. So, and I know when with talking with Chuck in some of the prior videos that he made it, gave out that information, but I didn't want to like ruin it for the book. Not there from the start. If you guys gave that information away, so I thought that was really funny, and the climax that builds up to the very first encounter with the horsemen, and then what ends up happening is pretty hilarious. Because you're just like you build up this climax for this giant battle, and you're like, oh man, this is gonna be really bad. And then something happens, and it's just, I can't give it away. So I just thought that was really funny. You get
that battlefield scene pretty friggin' dope though. You had like the one giant, you got the giant skeletal dragon, you got all kinds of dudes there. That's one of the examples I want to give out props to Gregory Warrenchak. Is in the fact that he put all those characters, those original concepts and stuff with those characters in. And I think that battle scene was just dope.
I'm trying to find the book.
Buddy.
You're trying to find a book? I could grab one real quick.
If you've got one, yeah, but
let me jump off. I'll grab one real quick.
All right, leave. I'm just kidding.
And Trish, unfortunately, I am not a member of the crew of this book. I do live interviews with people, but I do have my own project going on right now.
He has a book that looks exciting that's called Xenonanite Titan.
Xenonanite Titan, book 1, The Fall Before the Rise. So it will be on Kickstarter within the next month. I'm working on finalizing some stuff. But I'll definitely drop a link into the comments for anybody that wants to go and follow the project. I do have the pre-launch up, so you can hit notify me on launch.
I have to say, Russ, it means so much to me that you enjoyed that battle, because if you really think about it, it was kind of a dick move as a writer to really build up, we're going to have this big battle, and then that's not what happened.
Happens. Yeah.
And so if... there was a good chance that people could be like, what? Are you serious? So I really had to make sure that I did it in a really smart way, because if it didn't work, people might feel really gypped. And So that was, I'll absolutely say, like, it was a gamble, but it felt right for the story, and we had a good time.
Hold on, let me give you the full screen.
So there you go.
So, dude, open up to that battle scene. It's towards the end.
Yeah.
It almost opens to that on its own naturally. Yeah.
That right there. You can see we've got the big dudes in the back. We got the bone dragon. We've got that skull. And then you got War, which is our first villain, or first nemesis, our first foe of book 1. That's War right there in the middle. And give you a little bit of a closer up on him real quick. I will to our first. Where's his?
Just a couple pages earlier.
So there you go.
You know I'd never do that, Jack. What's going on, Ed? Thanks for joining in tonight.
So
Team
there's
Titan.
War. That's the first we meet him, and he's dressed up in a Western attire because he's at a carnival in hell.
Yep.
So you're gonna have to read the book to find how that fits, but it fits in really well. It's so weird to say that out loud.
I know. It's something. It is. It makes sense in context, but when you're like, so War is dressed up as a cowboy, and you're like, what the fuck are these guys doing? Like, it makes sense in context. It sounds weird as fuck, but it makes sense in context.
See, this is why we can give out details about the book and still have people get into it because they want to know what the fuck, dude.
How'd you get to that?
How does that even work? Yeah.
I do have to say there was a big WTF when I turned the page and seen that there was a freaking demon dressed up like Clint Eastwood. I'm like, what the fuck is this?
Yeah. Yeah. And so, and the big reveal at the very end, that last page, I'll tell you something funny about that. That's like the big kind of fuck you, this isn't just a comedy kind of thing that explodes at the end. Shaun didn't know that was going to happen. I was keeping Shaun apprised of the script the whole way along. And then as we got to about 20 pages, I was like, so I have a really cool idea for how it's going to end, but I don't want to tell you. And he was like, wait, what? And I was like, I just want you to enjoy it as a fan. And then if it's a bad move, I'll figure something out. And he was like, okay, cool. And he read it and he was like, are you fucking kidding me? And I was like, so? And he was like, dude, that was pretty sweet. And I'm like, all right, good, it worked. Like, that's something I've learned a lot, is that sometimes you just don't explain it, you just do it. And it either works or it doesn't.
There's a lot of, and as far as like creating the book, there's a lot of liberties that I gave Chuck early on as a writer, to say, hey, do your thing, man. I like the direction you're going and just go that way. I said, don't tell me what's going on. And that was one of the things that I think caught him off guard early on, is he was like, well, do you want me to tell you what my plan is? Do you want me to just kind of say, no, do your thing. Let it go. Have fun with it. Obviously, we're going to take a more fun approach. So write down what you got. I want to read it like as if I was, just anybody picking up the book and reading it. And at the time, I was doing comic book reviews for a website called Outright Geekery. So I was already in that review mode. And so to sit there and actually be like, okay, well, this is a book I'm in. This is the book that was my idea. But then to come across and be like, look, now I can review this like in a very real manner. If it resonated with me, and it resonated with him, with our differing personalities, I was like, those are the audiences we want to speak to. Mm-hmm. And so a lot of the writing process that we go through is a lot of back and forth. Chuck was really struggling with the writing for issue number 2. And so when we finally hit an impasse with it, I kind of sat down and I wrote my own version and gave it to Chuck and said, hey, look, dude, if you're having a hard time, maybe this will help. What do you think of this? And I think that helped him enough to pick up and be like, no, Shaun, you're stupid. Let's do this real thing with it. So then he took then he did his stuff. And we actually incorporated a lot of that stuff.
We did.
Back and forth. And so we went through a lot of self-editing back and forth and reintroducing ideas. I ask a lot of questions in the notes and I spell check Chuck mercilessly, which pisses him off. But
Well, it's so funny because like when I edit someone's script, I spell check and proof the dialogue, but I never touch their the actual descriptions of the panels unless I feel like the artist isn't going to understand what they're trying to say.
bye, Heather.
So thank you, Heather. Take care of yourself, beautiful. So when he started doing that, I'm like, don't do that.
So, Sean, I gotta ask while we're talking about it. Do you ever get pieces from this guy down here, like what he posted the other day? Like, I'm definitely not angry right now about the fact that I can't figure out how to insert the picture here. Like, I was reading that the other day, Chuck, with that thing that you posted, and I was just busting up laughing.
Which one? Because I could find it right now. What did I say?
You said it was something about you were writing. You were trying to insert pictures into, or whatever you were trying to insert into what you were writing.
Kickstarter, and he couldn't put the pictures inside Kickstarter, so he turned to me to actually upload that part.
I'm so totally not mad right now. And if the neighbors ask, I totally didn't throw a golf club through the window. I wasn't home at all today.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I wasn't home at all. No, that's right. You know what, man? The problem is that when you're writing and you're marketing something like this, you get in the heads of these fucked up people so much that I say some really weird shit. So yeah, I kind of get a little off the wall, and I'm having. I hope you guys are having a blast with that. My dog is loving walking in front of my.
Speaking of off the wall, yeah, that end of the first issue did end in a dance off, and I think you guys will be really impressed at the fact that Chuck has a really impressive worm.
I do.
And I meant the dance move, not you dirty
both.
Guys.
It's both, actually. It's both.
Both.
That's definitely both.
Well, and I love to hear that you guys, you know, this is what I mean when I say, you know, people. So just kind of talk about my thing for just a second.
Yeah.
So I was in on Titan. So, you know, I'm writing a book. It's a 3-part book. I sent it to you down there, so hopefully you can get a chance to read it eventually.
Yes, sir.
I'm planning on turning it into a comic book. So just so everybody knows, it's not a comic book right now. It's a novel. And so I asked 10 artists to do a piece for the book. I wanted chapter illustrations. At the end of each chapter, I wanted an illustration that you could look at before you read the book and be like, man, this is awesome. But there'd be Easter eggs hidden in there that you wouldn't quite understand until you actually went through and read the book, and hide them in a way that it wouldn't ruin the story. And so I really like seeing the symbiotic relationship between you two. And that's kind of what I'm looking for with putting these books out, and what I did with the artists that did pieces for the book. So, whenever I had the art pieces done, I already had sections of the book and what I wanted and what I knew was going to happen. The artists knew their section of the story, and that way they could do it with their art. And I kind of said, hey, do what you want with it, as long as it adheres to the color coordination of what the base character art looks like. You can kind of freely do whatever you want. It's yours to do what you want with, because I wanted each artist to be able to show off their style and show off the way they like to do things, because I feel that's how artists are able to do their best. And so it was really cool getting each piece back and seeing what they did with it. I mean, David fought. His piece was totally different from everyone else's. Steph's was totally different. Everybody's piece is completely different. And even when you read a comic book or you watch a movie or you read a novel, no matter how much you try to describe or show somebody what that character looks like, they're always going to have their own interpretation in their mind. And so that's what I wanted to play on is, here's all of these artists, different interpretations and their own style. And I really hope that I can find a symbiotic relationship like that when I get to the point that I start doing a Kickstarter, or not a Kickstarter, a comic book series with Zen on Anti-Titan. You know, I really like how you guys work so well together, you know, and you guys don't get butthurt when you rag on the other one. You just feed off of it and you turn it around tenfold on the other one.
Well, This is the part where we share the brutal honesty with you, man. Him and I have both shared tears. We've both yelled at each other. We've both cut them at each other pretty hard. We both have our own, as real people, insecurities and things that we struggle through. And we have our own strengths just as much. But through this whole process, there's been a couple of times where him and I have been kind of at each other a little bit. We don't understand the other person's outlook. And I'll even admit, even one of those things is happened even during the build of the Kickstarter. And but the overwhelming feature that should be noted is the fact that we're both real and honest people. And if you have people that are honest with you, you're gonna get pissed off. You're gonna get your feelings hurt. You're gonna have that stuff happen because those are the people that are gonna inspire you because you value their opinion. And I value Chuck's opinion just as much as I do my own. And so
exactly. It's just like a regular relationship. It's a give and take thing.
That's it. That's it.
At the end of the day, the point is you guys are still together. You're making an issue too. What you guys are doing works. And of course, behind the scenes, it's like a marriage. You have good days and you have bad days. You guys don't always agree. You guys don't always get along. And there's times where you fight and one of you ends up sleeping on the couch. But at the end of the day, you suck it up. You realize either the other person was right or the other person that thought they were right realizes they were wrong, and you push on. And that's what I mean. I want somebody, and you guys work fluidly together. Yeah, there's going to be times where you guys don't agree on things, but still at the end of the day, you guys bring out a project that not only through the story, but through the artwork, you show that you both care about the project. And that's what I need.
We have the same goal.
Yeah. And
you have two people working on a project. One of them is. Yeah. Sorry.
And no, that's okay. And that's where some of that conflict comes from, is the fact that we both care so fucking much about this that sometimes it's just like, no, man, like we have to do it like this. And you butt heads because you both want the best for it. And we're coming from it from two different angles. I mean, you got to understand, I'm primarily a writer. He's primarily an artist. He's primarily more of a behind the scenes guy, and I'm more of a upfront, in your face kind of marketer. And so we just have to respect the other dude, and we have to understand, like, okay, right now he's kind of the one that is making more sense, or right now it's me who's bringing the power. And so you just gotta, give and take, and be willing to know which battles to fight and which ones not. And fuck, it's just you and I. We're the Russ Show, and Russ is gone.
Come here, Chuck. Come here, Chuck. Bring it in, big boy. Oh no! Wrong part. I think I just kissed your nipple online, bro.
I'm pretty sure you've got I'm pretty sure you've got hair in your mouth. Yeah, there you go.
Oh, bro. I guess we do have that symbiotic relationship. We knew where we were going. Oh, that's sad. That's really sad.
Hey, Russell, we were perfectly good while you were gone. We did nothing inappropriate.
No, you weren't. I have it up on my phone. I was watching you doing this, Chuck. Don't lie to me. I know better.
We totally won't get you banned from these platforms at all.
Right.
Listen, this is to talk about Belial too, Chuck, not your OnlyFans page where you show off your naughty pictures.
I will say, though, like, obviously you see that our sense of humor is the one thing we do really have in common. Our approaches might be different, but at the end of the day, our sense of humor is the same. Chuck's very much, like he said, in front of the camera. He's doing the podcast and being the face of the book. If you go to the Belial page and stuff, you'll see my contribution. Just for this campaign alone, I made over 90 different memes to help with the campaigning for this book. And I think I will be confident in saying that when we were doing that, even through Belial #1, there's a few people I can say that probably made note of that approach, and it resonated with them. And if you go on social media, you may see other creators at this present moment also doing pretty much the same thing, which I think I did not see before we were doing it with Belial. So I think we're under that. Yeah. Naughty pics.
Your
Now,
husband added me. We'll be talking, Trish.
You might be able to
Oh,
search.
here you go.
You might come up with
Chuck
something.
is the face of the project.
None of my business.
Yeah, no, and what I wanted to touch on is, I mean, as creators, we all have our own insecurities. I love my story. I think the story is awesome. This is a story I've been working on for 10 years. But at the end of the day, no matter how much I love my project and no matter how much that it matters to me that I'm finally doing this, I'm pushing through everything that's been going on and I'm getting it out there. At the end of the day, I'm still scared as hell when I hit that launch button, like about the what ifs. And, and I've heard a lot of feedback, not a lot of feedback, but from the few people that I've gotten feedback from, they're like, hey, I was really, surprised and I was blown away at what you did with this. And it's really good. And I have some writing things that I need to work on. I'm not an all-star, author. We all start somewhere. And, and that's what's so great about the indie scene where we all belong is we have fans that are going to help lift us up and help us be better instead of tear us down. And, we're all about helping each other. And that's what's so great. Ever since I said, hey, I'm going to be doing a Kickstarter, I've got 100 people going, hey, if you have any questions, hit me up. And that's what's great about the indie community. We all lift each other up and, we need that because no matter how many times you create and no matter how good of a creator you are or how much success you have, you're always going to have insecurities at the end of the day of, is this going to work? Is this going to fund? Are people going to like this? And, I've talked to a lot of people behind the scenes and messaged them and just said, hey, I'm having a really hard time with this. And, I've had people tell me stuff that, like Marseille in here, when I talked to her about it, I was like, I'm having a really rough time. And she's like, there's, M. Night Shyamalama Ding Dong, as I like to call him. He said, I don't care if anybody else likes my movies. I make my movies because I like them. And if other people do too, then cool. Basically, is what she said. And I was like, that makes a lot of sense. I do love my book. And, I really hope that other people love it too. But, at the end of the day, I'm doing it. I'm no longer saying, hey, I write as a hobby. I'm no longer saying, hey, this is something that I've talked about doing for 25 years. I'm actually publishing a book. My name's going to be in a book, on a book, and it's going to be out there in the world. And no matter if 10 people buy it or 1,000 people buy it, I did it. And it's out there.
You know what's the difference between... Oh.
Go ahead with your question.
Well, I was real quick. The difference between you and M. Night Shyamalan is that you are funding and creating your own book. He is taking other people's money and then flushing it down the toilet with shitty fucking stories sometimes. So you are not beholden to anyone else because you're not taking out major loans through studios and shit. So, no, man, keep doing what you're doing, homie.
Now, that being said by Chuck, anybody that would like to donate for the production of any kind of further issues of Belial, please follow through and make your contributions on the 13th of this month. And any excess monies will be considered.
Or you can send it directly to my PayPal.
Yeah, that's But hey, Russell, dude, what was your inspiration originally to get started in actually creating comic books? What inspired you to be somebody to be pursuant of making a name for yourself within comics?
He said earlier, he was like, Belial, if those two fucking idiots can do it, anybody can. That's what he said.
That's probably going to be true to somebody somewhere. You know that, right? That's the sad part.
Go ahead, Russ.
So I've always read books since I was younger. When I was in second and third grade, I checked out books out of the library like at least 100 or more a year. It's something I always actively did. At night, before bed, I'd sit down, I'd read a few chapters of a book. And I came across Brian Jakes and his series somewhere around like fifth grade. And I read Mossflower. And I really fell in love with the book. And so I started reading the Redwall series and throughout, all the way up until after I graduated high school. And before he passed away, he kept releasing books and the Redwall series. And I always loved the stories because the stories didn't come out and say, hey, this is what's going on and this is happening and this is what they're going to do about it. It's always started out about here's a character and here's a story about the character and what has gone on in their life, and they're going on an adventure, and you never knew what the outcome was going to be, and I really like that. And so I was like, I really like this story of writing, or this style of writing. And you don't get a lot of that. You always get a lot of these stories where they're like, oh, there's this looming doom, and you always know what's going to happen at the end. And that's what I always loved about his books is I got in there and I read it, and I never knew what was going to happen at the end, because sometimes the hero dies. Sometimes the heroes don't die. And that's what I loved about it, is it was true to life. Their life isn't always a happy ending, and neither were his books. Sometimes what you didn't want to happen happened anyway. And a lot of the stories around now these days, they cater to that. Oh, what would the people think if we killed this person off? Oh, they'd be mad. So we'll just make some magical way that they survive all this stuff, and happy endings for everyone. And so, with that was kind of my inspiration for writing the story the way I did with Xenonanite Titan, because it's not always a happy ending. And I guarantee you, with reading the book, you're not going to know what's happening, because you're going to think you know what's happening and what's going to happen by the end of the book. And I will prove you wrong about 12 times probably throughout the book. And I can take pride in saying that, because that was my goal. Now, as far as turning it into a comic book, I don't really know what really inspired me to do it. I've always liked comic books. When I was in third grade, my teacher had something called conduct cash. And at the end of the day, if we were good, we got so many conduct cash. And if we got good grades, we would get a few extra conduct cash. And at the end of the quarter, we could spend that on whatever we wanted to. And she always had comic books like X-Men and Ghost Rider, and cool books. And so that's when I first stumbled across comic books. I was like, oh, what are these? So I turned in 5 or 10 conduct cash, and I got one. And so then that's how I started getting my comic books. Well, then after I got into them, every time we go to the grocery store, when they used to have the cool, revolving racks where you could buy books, I would start getting books. And there's really not any inspiration that I had to do a comic book. I just think the character not only has a strong face and a story, and that's how the novel is going to lay out. It's going to lay out the origin story of who he is, why he came to be, why the suit came to be, how he acquired the suit, and what happened. And then thus Xenonanite Titan is created, and now he can play out in a comic book and through different stories. And I don't plan on rehashing the novels into the comic books. If people, never read the stories and they see the comic book and they get it and they love it and they want to know why, they can go back and buy the books, because they'll, always be available. But I didn't really have the inspiration to do a comic book. I just felt that the story can hold strong in either format. And I really like comic books, and I really want to take my writing and my stories to inspire an artist out there, or somebody that come to me and say, hey, I love this. I hear you want to make a comic book. I want to do the art for it. I really love the story and where this could go. And that was kind of, I don't do art. I do stick figures. So, if I release a comic book, all the characters are going to look the same. There's going to be, a couple of stick figures that have really big circle templates here and there. So that will be the only way to differentiate the males. If
you're writing it strong, though, it'll translate.
Oh, yeah. Sorry, I'm catching up on these.
Yeah,
comments.
I'm doing the same thing. Checking out the comments.
Yeah, my book is a good coaster. It's a roller coaster. It's a hell of a ride, and let me tell you, I'll be the first one to tell you. And there's more to come.
Oh yeah,
custodian at the New York Times. That's awesome. Yeah, I like the way you put that.
Stick figures. Yeah, see, there it is right there. Hashtag stick figures.
I love the fact that people in here are actually commenting and saying stuff. Oftentimes when we're doing these podcasts and stuff, a lot of people don't say much. This is dope.
You know what?
Big shout out to Steph
Yeah.
for being lively in the comment section. That guy,
Always.
he keeps it popping. I appreciate you, man. Like, this is me, eyes to you, man. We
Happy
appreciate
endings.
everything you're bringing to the table, bro. It
Yeah, we
doesn't
do.
just start. It doesn't start and it doesn't stop with just your artwork, man.
Yeah.
You're a stand-up
Yeah.
guy, and I would highly recommend anybody to get to know him, follow him anywhere in social medias, man. There's a reason
And
why Trish is stalking him. Just saying.
Yeah. Support that motherfucker because he's a good dude, man. He's a solid dude. You know, and speaking of happy ending tiers, there is a tier that I'm very excited about. And if I'm going to jump on any tier, there's a tier that I want to jump on, and that is our own dude right here, Sean. He's gonna have to show them off in a minute when he's done getting his drink. His like 12th. He is going to be making people sketch covers, and he is going to be drawing his beautiful chibis on there, and you get to do commissions straight from Shaun Barbour. So that one is going to be one to look for because, dude, it's real art, like just for you, one of a kind. So yeah, man, that's stuff to look out for. Even Russell, that's right. Steph is there to screw with them.
And if Steph's on screen, I'm there to screw with him just as much back.
Oh, yeah.
I haven't been the last week, and so I just want to put this out there for everyone. I haven't been on since Tuesday on Facebook at all. So I had a really tough week. So Wednesday I went to pain management. They doubled the dosage of all my medications, and I've already been really depressed with everything that's been going on with my health since January, the whole cancer scare. And that going on for 8 months, and then finally finding out that I don't have cancer, and then now I got all these blown discs in my back, and I haven't had any pain medication. So I've been like at the point that I'm just like I don't even want to wake up tomorrow because I hurt so bad. I just want to sleep. And so the medication they put me on what has been working. It hasn't helped with my arm. I still have lost all the feeling in my arm, and I have this constant feeling that I'm getting electrocuted in the nerves in my arm, and it sucks. So they doubled all my medication Wednesday. And so it just sent me over the edge. My depression went like tenfold. And so I just could not process anything. I worked and I came home, I ate, I took a shower, and I went to bed. I was like, I completely stayed off Facebook other than like a few here or there. So for all of you that haven't seen me all week, I apologize. I know I haven't been sharing. I've been MIA. I'm fine. That took me a lot of getting used to. I really struggled breaking through the barrier of how do I overcome this? Because I've been dealing with it. And then when it comes at you tenfold, it's like, whoa, what the hell do I do with this? So I just kind of had to take a step back from everything.
Well, I was going to come back and show the chibis, but that hit kind of hard, bro.
You can show the chibis. We need a good pickup after that.
Oh, man. Here, I have a sledgehammer. But I get it, man. We all have those days. And I'm going to tell you right now, anybody that's worth their weight as a writer is somebody that is emotionally connected to either themselves or something else. So the fact that you actually have those emotions that go so strongly, I feel, actually will speak a lot towards your ability to write, because you'll be able to, people will know that you're able to put that down on paper in a more realistic way than a lot of people that are trying to fake their way through that scripting. So yay for mental illness. And on the other hand, here's those chibis Chuck was talking about. Yay, chibis!
Yay! So what he'll do is he'll take commissions, and you can either have chibis of these guys done or of any of your own characters. You just let him know. Jump on the sketch cover, the sketch cover offerings, the reward tiers, and our dude will take care of you gladly.
And those were a lot of fun. For those people that were around for campaign 1 for Belial #1, we had stuff done by a wonderful artist. And this time around, though, I decided I would bite the bullet, not traditionally known as a penciler or anything. I decided to take a stab at actually coming up with something that I was comfortable with within my own style, and trying to come up with some cool sticker ideas. And I ended up doing all 5, and from that, ended up doing some for some other people's Kickstarters and stuff as well, which was really fun. And so I'm open for doing that stuff, but really the best way to do that and actually save yourself a little bit would actually be to contribute to the upcoming Belial campaign.
Yeah.
So
and you will get some
pretty dope.
You'll get some one-of-a-kind art, and you'll get some super badass comics too. Oh shit! Yeah, absolutely. Much love, hon. I'm glad you're okay and around.
And I work at a hospital too, guys, so I'm very much acquainted with the realm of stuff that everybody goes through. The world is kind of tough more than half of the
this
time.
year's been no exception, you know.
Yeah, no, this year has just compounded that. And actually, I feel like it's almost leveled the playing ground for between those people that have been kind of privileged around the edges to kind of feel the same kind of struggles the rest of us have, not being able to go out or not being able to do anything or being pinned in. A lot of us have that financial aspect that keeps us at home, or have the emotional boundaries that keep us from engaging in the same way that we used to. And maybe some of those things, if people can bring them to light in the right way, will help establish kind of a connectivity between those people that have never really experienced that because of the opportunities they've had. So I'm hoping. How much for chibi art? In general, message me afterwards. If you're actually interested in something, let me know. I'm always available to do that stuff. I find it very fun, which is why I ended up doing so many, even for our own. I wanted to make sure, and actually we are going to be adding more to it probably as we go. I just felt the need to redo the chibis we had for the first campaign, just because I'm a big fan of making sure that the artwork matches. So having Gregory Warrenchak doing the cover for number 1, obviously he was the go-to for cover number 2. And then people understand there's a variance in artwork or anything for any kind of variance and stuff like that. So, but if you are interested in any of the artwork or anything that I have done, contact me. If you're interested in any of the writing that's been done, contact Chuck.
And I believe our chibi, because it's original art and whatnot, it's on a sketch cover. It'll come with some other stuff. I believe the lowest one is it's starting at around $40 or $50.
And that's right, guys. It is a car wreck and a train wreck, because you'll be an emotional train wreck reading it, because there's a lot of bad things that happen in it.
I will throw this in there too, Chuck. I do have the sketch covers left from Belial number 1 that I haven't touched because the conventions have been shut down. So if anybody wanted to shoot in there for more than one sketch cover, or if they had a preference as to which one they had a sketch cover on, I do have a few of those left as well. So if that inspires anybody at this point, I know I haven't said it before now. So you're the first one. This is the first time we've actually announced that, because I just now thought of it. But since I have them, I think it'd be a shame to put those on ice if I don't know when conventions and stuff are opening up. So that's going to go straight to any of you guys that end up wanting to follow or pitch in on that tier. So that would be pretty dope.
I believe I don't have it available right now, but I believe it's right around $40 or $50.
Yeah, it's very manageable considering a lot of things.
Well,
but I'll make sure
I
ink it for you and everything too. So
nice. So
Chuck, now that we've rounded this out, why don't you go ahead and throw in a little bit something about Essence House?
Oh, okay. Essence House, my good dude Eric Cockrell, who was hanging out here with us, he and I created an audio drama that we are now turning into a novel, and it's all about a family whose ancestral home was destroyed, was demolished about 25 years ago. And now, looking back, they realized that there was a lot of strange goings on that happened to do with it. And upon investigating, they find some very eerie things that propel us through our story. You can find Essence House on all of the audio podcasts right now. and we will be novelizing it and adding to it and making it even bigger. So you can also track it down on Facebook. You can find us on facebook.com/EssenceHouse, or you can find us on EssenceHouseStory.com.
I was getting the link for Essence House, and Eric beat me to it.
Okay.
So.
I just saw your mouth moving, and I'm like, all right, fine. Time for me to do my dance again. Daddy's gone.
No, I'm not gone. I just muted my mic.
Do you guys still
What's
have
that?
the Patreon going on for that, Chuck?
No.
No? Okay, so it's just available for everybody pretty much everywhere?
Yep.
And then you guys are still doing the after show stuff, right?
Yeah, every other Wednesday. So actually, we'll be doing one. Oh, shit. We'll be doing one this Wednesday to talk about chapter 50. Oh, no. I don't even know anymore. I don't know what it is. I think it's.
How many shots does it take for you to actually manage to deal with all of these projects that you've got going on, man?
More than I have access to. Which is why I'm not managing well, as you can see.
Let me tell you.
Oh, Steph, you bastard.
And so speaking of Patreons, I've held off doing this for a long time. I know everybody has cracked jokes about it and stuff, and it's not why I did it. So I did do something for the channel so I can upgrade stuff like my camera and, maybe get a banner for the back. I'm not asking people to do it. If you feel inclined to, I have set up something, and if you guys want to, you can go to this and you can go to PayPal me at Russ Explode. Whatever goes to that. With doing the book and missing work with health and stuff, I'm using a 10-year-old computer to do these live shows, and everybody seems to like them, and I want to keep doing them. So I want to try to get something better, and so nobody has to see my back door anymore. I'm not expecting anybody to do anything. I don't want to ask people to go out of their way, but I just set up this so if people want to give to help grow the channel, I just wanted to throw that out there. So,
well, and guys, if you don't want to see Russ's back door, you can go to my OnlyFans. You can see my back door. Everything's going to be dandy.
I suggest going to Russell's first, by the way. You go to my
Let me
back.
let me just get this through for you real quick.
Hold on. Let me put that full screen. We're going to show that off.
Oh, I showed you what you're going to see for now. We're just getting started.
Like that's just resubstantiating the fact that he said people should back him. So I think it's a good move, Chuck. I think you should do that. I saw that earlier and I was going to laugh for sure.
So it's been the running joke because of 2020 with no cons and us doing online cons. It was like, how do we know that anybody has pants on? And it was so funny because like 2 weeks later, there was that whole video, that picture that surfaced from the video, that newscaster that was doing that news story live. And he didn't know that his camera was showing him from the waist down and he didn't have any pants on. He was in his underwear. So like it became the joke. It's Pantsless Con 2020. So, this is a no pants zone, $500 fine. So,
I think that's
and as creators, so like you were saying, doing this, we have too much pride to, say, hey, if you guys want to chip in, it's kind of my thing. I like to do things myself and I don't like asking for help. I don't know. It's a huge problem of mine. So.
All right. Well, hey. Chuck, are you excited, bro? How pumped up are you for Tuesday?
I'm pumped.
Yeah,
I hope you guys are pumped.
We got to figure out something special for the conclusion. Are we going to do that hot chip thing?
Yeah.
So we got to figure that out. We got some stuff we've got hidden away, guys. We've got secrets that we can't tell too loud. But you guys will be the first ones here to hear it. Like, we've got stuff going on pretty much the entire month that our campaign's going to be running, man.
Yep.
So you guys should be.
We got new things. We're going to be doing stupid human tricks. It's going to be great.
So you guys are gonna do the hot chip challenge? Is that what I heard there?
I think
Yeah,
so. I
you
think
did,
we're
Jim.
gonna do it.
So you're gonna
I'm
do
thinking-
the Pocky, like the Ghost
Yep.
Reaper?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think what we're gonna do is we need to do that when we fund, right, buddy?
I think so because I think last time I'm still getting blackmail letters from the Truffle Shuffle I did for the last one.
Yeah.
So we might have to do that.
Yeah. And the thing is that how about we do this? We'll even take it a step further, my friends. And if Sean's not willing to do it, I might have to do it alone. But not only will I do a chip for every time for when we hit funding, I will do a chip for every single stretch goal we break.
Oh, I'll meet you. I'll match you. We're gonna do it.
I need to see
So,
it now. Freaking
The more we get
Chuck
into
is
it, guys.
gonna be double fisting gallon milk jugs.
Yeah, I will, man. And you know what's great is they already have eggnog going on here, so I'll probably be hitting the nog.
No,
I fucking love that shit.
No.
So Sean, what about this whole thing about you doing this the nude cover or whatever if you fund?
Yeah,
The dude
we're
war.
already down. Yeah, we're down. I'm down. I'm totally. We're doing a what is that? What a dude war photo shoot?
Dude war photos at
For the,
10K.
If we get 10K, I would totally do a dude war photo cover shoot. Yeah, for anybody that wants to back that tier. If we hit 10,000 before, dude, Chuck, I'm gonna tell you. if we hit 10 grand before the month is up, I'm gonna put you in charge of adding a tier for a dude war photo shoot where people can pledge for a photo.
I feel like, well, so what I'll do is I'll do it as an add-on. And I mean, honestly, dude, if you're gonna do it, I feel like Chucky's got to jump in too. Like, I can't let you do it alone, my bud.
Hey, I can Photoshop us together, bro. That would be messed up.
I'm down. Let's one of us sitting on the other guy's lap.
Okay, guys, you heard it here first. So make sure you share this video around because I'm pretty sure it won't make it on any other video. Russell, this is for you. This is a gift for you that if people share this out, that's the way it's going to go. So yeah, dude war photos for everybody at 10,000. Yep. Oh, and a tattoo, right? What was the deal with the tattoo?
Yeah. No, same thing. When we hit 10K, we're gonna get tattoos. We're gonna get Linc tattoos. But the other thing, I didn't see who brought it up. Jack did. I don't know about the stretch goals. It's really gonna depend on how it goes. But probably between every $500 and $1,000. So, yeah, man, we could be aiming for hurting depending on how much you guys bring the pain.
I think what you guys should do is you guys should do the Bean Boozled challenge. I think you guys should get some of the Bean Boozles, and then like every stretch goal, you have to randomly eat a handful of them.
I'm gonna tell you right now that rotten egg one had me done in. I did that once with my sister, and I was gagging over a sink for half an hour.
Have you seen that they got the hot ones now?
No, I didn't see that.
Yeah, so it's jalapeno, it's sriracha, jalapeno, habanero. And then I think it's Carolina Reaper.
I'm down.
Yeah, Chuck, so they got the hot Bean Boozled.
I'm down, Chuck.
Yeah, dude.
I just thought that would be a great idea if you guys can't
whatever fucking entertains you guys, we're in. Like, let's just have some fucking fun, make some money, and bring out an awesome book.
And like I said, this is the point too that I'll tell you that the only thing we're doing is that we want to fund this book because it's going to get us started on the next book. So it's really important to us to get actually started for this next one. Chuck had a hard time with this number 2, but number 3 has been in his brain since the conception of the idea.
Oh, so ready.
The introduction to it. So he's chomping at the bit. So if you guys are interested in a quick turnaround for issue number 3, it's important that you back issue number 2.
Yeah.
So we'll see you there for sure.
So you already had book 3 ready in your mind, but you just struggled with book 2. You just couldn't.
So when he came to me, I had books. I made a treatment for the whole series, books 1, 2, 3, and 4. But the treatment was stronger on books 1, 3, and 4. Those were the beats that I was most excited about, and I really worked hard on those. And those are the ones that, as I kept going, they kept fleshing out and becoming stronger. And 2, nothing was coming. And so that was one where I really had to kind of lean on Shaun more, and Shaun was a big help, and we got to kind of flesh that out. And now, honestly, 2 is so much fun, but the story and everything is really going to bang out for 3.
For sure.
Nice. Yeah. Dude, you guys are going to have a blast then, man. We're so glad to have you guys along. Those ladies can hit on me all they want. They just need to understand, happily married, but they can hit away.
We appreciate the swings, but everyone's a miss.
Let's see. What was that one? How many issues are you guys planning on doing? So what I saw?
Yeah.
It's 4.
It's 4. We were going to originally do 6, but we trimmed it down to 4 just because we felt that we really wanted to bring, like an action movie brings you the action. We really wanted to kind of bring the pain with the books, the hard-hitting comedy, the storyline, and everything else. Now, we have kind of, in a sideline, discussed the ability to shoot off into side stories or anything else if this is actually successful the way that we think it's going to be. But our plan is to do the 4 and maybe have a trade at the very end there as an option, but to really focus on completing the story so that we don't leave anybody open-ended. And we think that a lot of times, or I'm going to speak for myself more than anything else, I feel like a lot of times people in the comic community set their sights on 100 issues or 50 issues or something like that, which is really hard to hit. And for my first title that I actually have my name on as a co-creator, I really wanted to make sure that it hit home. That way, any further additions to anything that I would do, there would be an air of credibility to that. And I can't speak for anybody else about that, but I feel like that would resonate with a lot of other people. Okay, Chuck. As of now,
I want to hit 10K. All right? Did I help you at all there?
So no, I totally agree with what you say, Shaun. There's too many books out there that they go out and they're like, hey, let's do.
You're next, bro. Keep going. We're listening.
Too many books. They do 100, 200, 300 issues, and they just keep the storyline going when it should have ended 270 books ago. But they're like, oh, this is a cash cow. No matter how many of these we make, people are going to buy them. So let's just keep making them. So I agree. I think doing a short run of a book and maybe doing another story arc later on and doing like a spin-off story, that's the best way to go. That's like with me. I'm doing 3 books, nothing massive. I'm not planning anything major. I already have them all laid out in my head where they start and where they end. And then I'll do a comic book, and maybe go back and do a few story arcs with a comic book. And then
we refuse to water down our story at the sake of meeting an issue number.
Yeah.
So
that was exactly it. And I mean, we had it set from 4 all the way through. Yeah, I like the Major League idea a lot. We had it set for 4 all along, and there's a good chance that issue 4 will be like a much bigger issue, maybe closer to 48 pages or something. I can't promise you, but there's a lot of story in that one and a lot of fun. I know, Martin. What are you seeing? This is Belial. Welcome to evil, my friend. Holy shit.
This is a first, Trish, by the way, just so you know, you're special. This is
what we do for fans. Oh,
yeah! This is getting wild, bro.
shit. This is what happens when you bring Belial in, bitches. Yeah!
This is insane. Woo!
By the way, I like your ink there, homie.
I was gonna say
Thanks.
I didn't even expect that, bro. What do you got going on there?
Yeah,
Holy
this
shit.
is Vampirella here.
Okay.
Dude. What the fuck are we
What's
doing?
going on right now? Chuck, I'm blaming this all on you,
You
bro.
need to. No. So
Hi, Wendy.
Trish said something. Hey, Wendy, how are you?
Okay.
Everything's normal here.
There's nothing going on here.
Yeah.
Nothing
Wendy
He
comes
left
in,
the room.
talking
I
about
was
his
fully
shirt off.
clothed.
She's going, what kind of podcast is this?
She's like, "Oh, this is Russ's show, right? Yeah, okay, that makes sense." All three of us, no shirts on. Do you want to hit 10,000?
We're going to come by and be like, what the fuck is going on?
Yeah, well, and you know what? We as you can see, we're all willing to take instructions. So you tell us what we got to do to get there, and trust me, it'll get done.
I bet you they are, Ellen, for sure.
I hope so. They're like, you know what though? If they know us, I'm sure they jump on and they're like, yeah, that's the guys from Belial.
Did you realize Alan's been here for the whole thing?
Yeah.
Bro, Alan did some of the colors for the chibi stickers, just so you guys know. That guy's a total badass. He's awesome.
He also did the colors for the cover of one.
There you go. So that's a big deal, guys.
Thank you, Trish. She appreciates it.
Oh no,
You know what? This is. We'll see, man. That might be 15. We'll see. I don't
tell you
know.
what, Jack. If we fund, you're getting those boudoir photos, man.
Well, not fun.
Jack, that would be assuming we're wearing pants.
We
All right,
do have that
boys.
sign in the background, dude. It's a no pants zone.
I do have to bolt though. I have some stuff I got to take care of. I
Yeah.
hate to get naked and run, but
Oh, it's all good.
I'm
It's
gonna get
standard,
naked
I
and
get
run.
it.
Dude, we're going to be around for the next month having fun with you guys. Feel free to follow us, jump on any of these things, and we are just going to have a blast through this whole campaign. We hope you guys have as much fun as we do. Fuck, if not more. Thank you guys for coming out. We really appreciate it.
Later, dude.
Later.
All right. Well, I'm good and toasty. I'm probably pretty good to go too, bro. How you
All right,
feeling?
man. Well, thanks for jumping on. I look forward to seeing. So you guys are doing it in the morning on Tuesday.
Absolutely.
You said 8 a.m. Eastern.
Yeah, 7 a.m. Pacific. So that's going to be 7, 8, 9, 10 o'clock Eastern. Something like that. So we're good to go, bro.
The excitement got to be too much, so we understand.
That's awesome.
Cool. So yeah, no, I look forward to it. So everybody, look forward to Tuesday morning seeing Belial on Kickstarter. So I'll drop the link in one last time before you guys go. So or after you guys go. So
Russ, I want to say thank you for having me on, man. It's been a lot of fun, man. I'll be on anytime. Have a great day, man.
yeah, you too, buddy.
Peace out.
Peace out. So everyone, that was a crazy show. I appreciate y'all coming. Definitely check out Belial. I will drop the link in there one more time. Let's see. Whoops, wrong button. So I will drop that link in for that one more time. Definitely check it out. Also, check out, follow the page. I'll have more artist creator interviews coming up in the near future. Trying to set some up this week. I don't know, Tuesday. Come on. I got to delete the Essence House out of here. There we go. So there's a link for Belial on Kickstarter. I do want to show off something. So I do have the artwork for the charity shirt for Xenonanite Titan. So I will flash that up for you all. For all of those of you that don't know, the comic books for kids, cb4k.org is a great charity. For my Kickstarter, I will be adding this in as an add-on to the Kickstarter once we hit funding. So it doesn't affect the printing of the book because I have a minimum that I have to meet in order to get it printed. So once we hit funding, this will be available as an add-on. 100% of the proceeds made off of the shirt. Once again, I'll show it up there again in case anybody else is coming in. 100% of the proceeds off of the shirt will go towards comic books for kids. It's a great organization that sends books to hospitals with kids that might not ever get to go home again, that are really sick or ill, cancer, or like my son being portrayed here with my daughter. He has had multiple open heart surgeries. So this is definitely something that hits hard for me that I definitely want to give back to. This year's been terrible. There's a lot of kids in the hospital that can't see their parents. They give me a second to go back to the comments, guys. I apologize. There's a lot of kids in the hospital right now that their parents can't see them because of the coronavirus and other stuff that's going on. So now is a bigger time than ever to be able to give to these charities that help these kids take their mind off of the stuff that's going on. So Steph Wilson is the artist. I would like to take the time to thank Steph for doing this for me. It turned out really good. I can't wait to be able to send the money to Mark and see the look on his face when he sees all the support that you guys have helped bring him, because it's a big deal to him. I met him last year at C2E2, and he's a great guy. 100% of the proceeds goes towards shipping the books to these hospitals. They do great work. He also ships some of the adult titles like, Wolverine, stuff that's gory, stuff that's got a lot of violence in it. He ships those books overseas to the soldiers. So it's not just kids in hospitals that he helps. He helps vets and other stuff like that. So it's a wonderful organization. If you have time to check it out, it's just cb4k.org, like in the picture. And I'm really excited about being able to do that because I like being able to give back. It's not just a good thing for the kids. It's a great thing for the parents. And it's great to see that there's people out there willing to do stuff like that. So I'll go back to your comments here. Hey, Robert. Thanks, Trish. No, Lewis, the books do not have to be all ages. Mark also sends stuff overseas to the soldiers that are serving. So if you can get in contact with him, just go to that cb4k.org page. Add Mark on Facebook. He's got his link in there. You can email him and just say, hey, I've got these books, access run over, or I want to send you books to send overseas, and he can get you into contact where to send them. They're based out of Chicago, Illinois. Or no, they're not out of Chicago, Illinois. I'm sorry. I met him in Chicago, Illinois, but he lives further north in Illinois. So it's a one-man operation, one facility. They distribute nationwide to hospitals all over. They've grown exponentially since a few years ago when I first started giving to them. Back then, they only had a handful of hospitals and they had a little building. Now they send out pallets worth of comic books every week to hospitals all over the nation and overseas. So it's definitely a pretty big deal. Thank you, Steph. I really appreciate you doing that. It was an honor having you do the piece for me. So I really appreciate it. And it's a great organization. Like I said, check it out, cb4k.org. There's a lot of Image, Dark Horse, a couple other of the indie publishers. They send him books. So he's a big deal. And what he does, it changes lives. It really does. So everybody, have a great night. Have a great week. I got a show coming up Tuesday. I'm going to announce tomorrow morning. I got to get a graphic and stuff made up for it. I'm going to have Comics and More Chaos on. Heather will be on with me Tuesday night. So we're going to talk about the Comic Chaos group and a little bit about what it entails. And like I said before, check out Belial too. Please give my page a like, a share, a follow, and check out Xenonanite Titan, which will be coming on Kickstarter next month. Link is pinned in my page. Everyone have a great week. Have a great night. I love y'all. I'll see you on Tuesday.